Today I finally put together a book that one of my classes wrote together last year and felt it was necessary to bring back this classic not at all prompted contribution from a then 7-year-old. I got stuck in a castle. I was in its jail. They did not feed me. All I had was a porta potty. I was in jail because I didn't even know there were taxes there. Except I lied. I read a lot about England and I decided I did not want to pay taxes. Please appreciate that this child was free to write about literally whatever she could imagine about herself time traveling, and she wrote about being jailed for tax evasion in the Middle Ages. My body may be a temple, but I'm the god to whom it is devoted. Do not presume to tell me how I may decorate my altar. This is quite possibly the best way I've heard to say I dress how I want. Deal with it. There needs to be more things like this. Animal Crossing players alike, I hate Bill Wibbly. He's a bastard and I want him off my island. He killed my family and burnt my crops, and then I look up Bill Wibbly or whatever and he looks like. What? No April Fool's joke this year, Tumblr staff? Not really feeling it this year, Tumblr staff? No quip about copy all lizards, Tumblr staff? No weird horse we have to keep alive, Tumblr staff? No fake premium avatars, Tumblr staff? You disgust me. Fun facts. Apparently, the April Fool's Day joke was contained entirely in the group chat function, which nobody fking uses. I want a story about a king whose son is prophesied to kill him, so the king is like, whatever, what am I supposed to do? Kill my own kid? What the F is wrong with you? So he just raises him as normal, doesn't even tell him about the prophecy, and instead of some convoluted twist of events that leads to the king's murder, the son grows up, and when the king is very old and dying and in excruciating pain, the kid is just like, alright, I'ma put him out of his misery. The king's son becomes the new king and is prophesied to defeat evil and bring an age of prosperity. His generals and knights all crack their knuckles, but he pretty much ignores them and focuses on strengthening the infrastructure of his kingdom. 40 years later, he is old and sick, but still hearing his subjects' grievances, and a general's like, how will you defeat the prophesied evil now? You're old and weak. Another visitor, a teenager fresh out of the kingdom's public education system, looks at the general like he is an ignoramus. The king eradicated poverty, housed the homeless, taught the ignorant, ended class exploitation by abolishing the nobility and imprisoning the corrupt, and established a highly respected guild of doctors that recently figured out how to cure the plague. There are no brigands because there is enough wealth for everyone to live comfortably. Hiding in the woods and taking trinkets from people simply doesn't make any sense for anyone but the desperate, and the people are not desperate. Evil is a weed, explains the teenager. It grows in cracked roads and crumbling houses and forgotten corners, rooted in indifference and watered by suffering. But the king demands that broken things be mended and suffering people be made well. No evil lives in this kingdom, says the teenager. It starved to death before I was born. Every once in a while, when I'm feeling down, I go and look at the notes on this post and they make me feel a lot better. This is the energy I want to carry into 2018. For those who need to carry it into 2019. Sigh. This is it. You've captured the mood of 2020. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and was diagnosed with mesothelioma. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, you might be entitled to financial compensation if he or a loved one dies. Just like first grade. My sister went to go see Unfriended in theaters, and there was a scene where the girl creepily asked, who is it? And a dude in the audience yelled, D's nuts, and everyone broke out in laughter while a girl was being murdered on screen. 2020 Gothic. You join a Zoom call. Everyone's mic is muted, but no one is talking anyway. You stare at the squares with faces in them. Which is your face? You can't be sure. The news is full of numbers. You try to learn what they mean, but the articles are full of jargon from fields you have no experience in, and you swear the numbers change when you blink. You wake up. You sleep. You wake up. You sleep. How many days was that? You have no idea. You go for a walk. A shadow follows you down the street, moving when you move, stopping when you stop. Always the recommended 6 feet away. Every day you get several emails from corporations you've never heard of. Each company name sounds fake, too vague, too optimistic. Stay healthy, they say. We are committed to keeping you safe. You must stay healthy. We love you very much. We learned everything about you, so we can keep you safe. Please, believe us. We love you so much. We are sorry. You try to unsubscribe, but the link just takes you to a blank black web page. Suddenly, you can make out your reflection in the screen. What's that over your shoulder? You've been wearing the same clothes for days, but somehow, there is laundry. Every post on Reddit is like, my wife left me, so I spend 100,000 on a new man cave, and there's always a stormtrooper of some kind in the room. I've seen this happen so often on Reddit, that now I associate stormtroopers and the entire Star Wars universe with divorce. May divorce be with you. Did you know that heck is a combination of hell and F? A word created out of 2 bad words that is treated as the lamest word ever, when in reality, it is double bad. Just like shucks. It's a mixture of sh and F, and then you realize that Goofy used to say that all the damn time. I figured those both out at 4:37 AM in the morning, eating a bowl of mac and cheese in the dark. I'm too high for this. The host at our Airbnb has the most talkative cat. That is the host. DC literally has better villains than Marvel, because Marvel antagonists are always like, I wear all black and 3-piece suits, and I kill people because I'm sad inside. Meanwhile, everyone in Gotham just be off the and have an actual aesthetic and presentation. The villains in Gotham are better because no one can outdo Bruce Wayne, and I wear all black and 3-piece suits, and I beat up people because I'm sad inside. So they had to come up with something else. This is the only response anyone is allowed to put on this post actually. I don't want it. I don't need it. This scene is even more creepy when you realize Spirited Away was a metaphor for the sex industry in Japan. Oh, for F's sake. No it wasn't, you jackasses. Totoro's about dead girls. Spirited Away is about sex. You know what I hear? Spirited Away was made for some friends of Miyazaki's. Specifically, the 10-year-old daughters of some friends he invited to stay at his vacation home. It's fairly common for Miyazaki to decide that he's going to make movies targeted at a specific age group. Ponyo is for 5-year-olds. Spirited Away is meant for 10-year-old girls, but enjoyed by a much wider audience. I repeat, Spirited Away was made for 10-year-old girls. The themes of Spirited Away are courage, strength of character, and individuality. Especially individuality. That thing where Yubaba takes away people's names and changes their species? That's her taking away their individuality. Chihiro's parents are now pigs, not people. Haku's name has been shortened, so he forgets who he is. When Yubaba changes Chihiro's name, the only kanji she leaves spell out sen, the Japanese word for 1000, meaning Chihiro is just another pawn of Yubaba's, not her own person. You want to seem cool and intelligent? Talk about the movie's actual themes. Don't make up this shock value BS for attention. You stupid motherfuckers. F you America. Portugal has 2 freedom days. America has 365. Metal Gear fans, when they see an unsucked PP. I got banned from a Metal Gear Facebook group for posting this. Told my parents I miss archaeology, and my mom was, very sympathetically, like, do you want to dig holes in the garden? And I was like, yes, I want to dig holes in the garden. Y'all, I'm losing my mind. I went to the grocery store with me mum for essentials, and was wearing this mask, cause why not? And this old lady's like, oh, that's so cute. And I was like, hey, and she was like, can I take a picture? And I said that's fine, but then she says, put your paws up. So I did the fucking cat girl Nico pose, I'm gonna j***. This was me in the soup aisle. I gotta go the rest of my life now, knowing that out there on an elderly woman's phone is a pic of me being a little Nico in a grocery store. I hope it gets printed in a history textbook in the future. 2016 was so whack. How did Mystic Messenger, Voltron Legendary Defender, Pokemon Go, Yuri on Ice, Zootopia, Stranger Things, and Overwatch all come out in like a span of 6 months? Me at my adorable boyfriend when he's knowingly killing me with his cuteness. Why are you the way that you are? Update. We broke up. Bastard. How much damage does this do if I hit someone with it? Baby Jesus with that. I judge how good a book is based on how disoriented I'm with my physical surroundings after closing it. Me, after finishing a good book. Hi, you look cute as F. How does a thick 8-inch PP sound to you? Like harassment. I work at a children's hospital. As per hospital regulations, all employees have to go through regular fire safety trainings. Most of it is pretty standard. And then there's the baby vest. It looks like this. It fits 6 babies, and in the event of a fire, we are literally supposed to just put it on, fill it with babies, and then evacuate the building. Strapped with multiple babies in holsters, like a golden age pirate. We're all going to have PTSD and agoraphobia by the end of April. Like, my grandparents lived through the Great Depression and never really managed to give up their learned habits from that experience. Now, instead of why are you guys sitting in the dark? You can afford to turn lights on. It's going to be, why do you feel guilty about going to the grocery store? You aren't infecting anybody. I'm already planning to have big bottles of hand sanitizer and gloves for the rest of my life. Also, I want to buy an old school freezer. You know those ones that look like a coffin? I want one, and I want to fill it with frozen meat, so I never ever have to feel this fucking terror of what I'll do if I run out of food. This is an actual phenomenon called collective trauma, and yeah, it can do just that. A collective trauma is a traumatic psychological effect shared by a group of people of any size, up to and including an entire society. Traumatic events witnessed by an entire society can stir up collective sentiment, often resulting in a shift in that society's culture and mass actions. Wikipedia. I think Jeff Bezos should personally deliver every Amazon package until he dies of exhaustion, and then whoever's doorstep he dies on gets his fortune. You know, when you're home alone and you hear an ominous sound with no known source. I just had this, but instead of a noise, it was the smell of silly string. Oh gods, it's getting stronger. Is this? Oh gods, is this clown puberty? Is this what I've become? Me, crouched down in front of my tomato plants, examining a pattern of insect bites on their lower leaves. I'm going to fucking kill whoever did this. I'm going to kill them for you. Don't worry, babies. I'm going to murder every single son of a bee who ever got a mouthful of you. They'll die screaming. My neighbor, who I did not realize was also outside, standing behind the fence. Oh, okay. You're talking to the plants. Okay.